Most important desire that men have that's stronger than sex, and this is true for most people, is the desire to numb. The desire to numb pain. I think that's the strongest desire. That's much more stronger than sex, because what men use, they use sex to numb this, right? But they also use validation. They use drugs, everything, right? Entertainment, sports, everything is to numb pain. That pain comes from childhood. That pain comes from their status in life, where most men don't feel like they're enough. Most men feel like they're losers. That's the truth. Most men feel like they are not worthy, because society shows that only 10% of men are getting with 80% of the women. And most men feel insecure at that thought. So the way to do that is, the way the numbing agent that men use is not sex, actually. It's just this one, validation. And this validation depends on what the person believes in himself, right? Usually, most men desire a woman to respect them, a woman to admire them, but the problem is that most men have nothing to admire. Let's just keep it real. Most men don't have no self-development. They have nothing to offer to a woman. And that's why most women, they feel like they don't feel like they deserve that type of praise, right? So how do you fulfill this need, actually? Well, the key is that you can't do this on everyone. Some men out there are incapable of you fulfilling them. And that's the most important thing you got to remember. You have to know that some guys there's no working with. And I think the biggest waste of time that women encounter is trying to fulfill a man with an infinite hole in their heart. It's trying to make a man happy who can never be happy. Who there's no amount of numbing agent, no amount of sex, no amount of drugs, no amount of validation that can numb them. But that's what they need. The problem with those guys is that they gotta look within themselves. They're using you, things, to fulfill themselves. You gotta go after those guys who don't have this. How do you know that? Well, you can look at their lives. If they had traumatic childhoods, as a child, when emotions are too intense, as a child, you tend to disassociate. And that disassociation becomes a numbing agent. And when this happens, a lot of these kids develop depression, hypersexuality, drug use. And you'll see this because a lot of the times they have unstable houses, unstable homes. So you want to look for guys who are hypersexual, who was raised in an unstable home, that have signs of extreme anxiety, right? Because a lot of those times, that reflects emotional numbness. In fact, you want to go for guys, and this is the truth, not all guys, but go for guys who had stable homes, and this disqualifies a lot of guys who don't have crazy drug use, right? No alcoholics. This is the truth. There's a lot of people that are secretly addicted. Not just this, but also gambling. And to a certain degree, porn, right? Not every guy is addicted to porn, but some are. I'll be honest with you, I think looking for this is much better than trying to fix someone. Because when you're trying to fix it, you're trying to numb them. It's not gonna work. Anytime you feel like you have a project in your hand, don't go for those types of guys. It's impossible for you to win that game. Go for the easy ones. Go for the ones that make it obvious that they like you. Go for the ones that don't pull away when you show interest. Go for the one that is like it's pretty easy. Because a lot of the times when things are easy, it means they're not using you as a numbing agent. But when things are complicated, it's because there is a gap in their hearts. And sometimes they're just incapable of connecting. And a lot of the times it takes you going through that whole cycle to realize that. And by that time, you're already wasted your time. You know? Men who feel numb on the inside, eventually you're gonna feel numb on the inside, trying to fulfill them, trying to give them purpose. Go for the ones that are easy from the beginning, man. I'm telling you, man, that's the best way not to waste your time. All right. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org, and there you'll be able to book a one-on-one phone call with me today. Take care.